Hello, hello, and welcome back to the 5 Foot Strong podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Gerlach, and we are going to do a little bit of a continuation episode from last week. Last episode, we talked a little bit about the fitness and wellness industry in pop culture, in particularly TV and movies. People were quite interested in the last episode, so thank you all for listening. I really appreciate it. We talked about Netflix's apple cider vinegar, which kind of showed the downfall of the wellness industry and how we portray the wellness, health, fitness industries in pop culture. Pop culture are the movies we watch, are the TV shows we watch, are the music we listen to, the books we read. Pop culture, we are very influenced by pop culture. Pop culture is everywhere. And in pop culture, the fitness and wellness genre are often promoted through, we see social media is huge, TikTok's huge, Instagram, Facebook, we all this social media we is kind of part of pop culture as well, and advertisements and celebrity endorsements. A lot of celebrities you see will endorse it's less now, but it was like fat burning teas and things that don't have a lot of scientific background to it. So we're going to talk a little bit about how the wellness industry, there are pros to it, but as well as cons as well. And in the end, your personal wellness comes down to your health, your mental health, your physical health, your social connections. And unfortunately, it is also an industry which we've talked about, and it's a trillion-dollar industry. So they need to make money off of people's emotions as well. Before I was a personal trainer, before I took that fitness route, I was a graphic designer and I worked at a bunch of advertising agencies, and advertising is all about playing off the consumer's emotions. That's the best connection to someone is through their emotions. So I want to talk, we're going to get into a little bit of, social media advertising, celebrity endorsements in the wellness and fitness industry a little bit today. But I get it. I want to thank you guys all for listening to last week's episode. If you didn't check out last episode, we did talk about uh, a bunch of movies. I think The Whale, Inside Out, that franchise, the Pixar franchise, how it promotes a positive mental health. Go check it out. It's a great episode. But today we're going to talk a little bit about the background in pop culture and how it plays on our mental health, how it plays on our wellness, the positives, the negatives, because again, it is a business. People profit off of it. So we have to take that account. But, also some celebrity endorsements, it's just for the check. They don't care about what they're promoting sometimes. A lot of people nowadays, if they care about their image and their personal image, then yes, they don't promote these kinds of things. And I'll talk about myself. Brands have reached out to me to promote things that I just don't agree with. But if I cared about the money more, I could have made more money. But again, it's your beliefs, your morals, it all has to stand together. Some people don't have morals, some people don't have ethics, but it's like that in every industry. And so we're going to get into a little bit of that as well. There's a lot of people who have a lot to say, who don't know you, don't know what you're going through, don't care about you, but are commenting on your body's appearance or, fitness culture is a whole thing on its own. I believe that anybody who's walking into a gym deserves, a pat on the back because they did a harder step that a lot of people who are just sitting behind a computer texting really mean things have never been through. I once posted when I was first getting into fitness, a squat, and I thought it was a pretty good squat. And I got these trolls on the internet, and that really affected my mental health because I started doubting myself. But then I just realized, like, I'm the one at the gym. Okay, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna go deeper on my squat. I'm gonna learn better form. And it only inspired me to be better and stronger. But some people who don't have such a strong mental health, they might take it a different way. Um, and I'm really happy I didn't grow up with social media in high school or anything like that because I know it could be really hard on people's mental health as well. But today we're just going to focus on the fitness and wellness industry and how it's promoted in pop culture specifically. So yeah, let's start with the big one is social media these days. You see fitness related content on social media. It's called Fitspiration. People want to inspire and somebody like me, it holds me when I post a gym selfie or whatever, it holds me accountable that I'm actually working out. It holds me accountable that, I can't lie about it. I actually did work out today. But some people, it could also promote an unhealthy behaviors like extreme weight loss. Some people get obsessed with it, and some people want to compare. They're so insecure. They want to compare their journeys to everybody else's. And with TikTok, with social media, it's really hard to not compare your journey with everybody else's, but it's really important to take a minute and be like, nope, I'm in my lane. Whatever, this is my journey. Everybody's journey is different. This is my journey. But it's really hard if people don't have strong mental health. It's really easy to get sucked into, you see these girls who've never been overweight in their life posting these gym selfies with their sports bras on and a girl like my old self who's overweight and try wants to be like that so badly, but then you hear that girl who's posting that gym selfie is insecure about, I don't know, her chest or whatever. People are going through everything, and social media is really, you know, the best of what's going on in people's life. So it's hard to, like, I don't show, the days that, like, I can't get up a PR, but I show my PR, or I used to. I don't show, when I fall on my head doing a handstand or something, but I do show, perfect form push-ups, perfect form, you know, dips or whatever I'm posting. I know people are going to judge me either way, but guess what? I'm the one doing it, and something is better than nothing. And if I look at what I used to look like, that 227 pounds of it's still hard to not compare my journey to everybody else's. So fitness is definitely, people are using social media to promote their habits, what they're eating. I'm not one of those people who does promote to post what I'm eating because what I'm eating is really boring, to be honest. And if like you're eating really healthy, and like I do try to eat most of the time really healthy, it's boring. It's like a chicken breast with broccoli. Like, why do you want to see that all the time? Like, you don't. Like, so to me, I don't do the food thing, and I do the gym selfies to keep me accountable to others. But I understand that it could be, seeing me at my age with the body I have could be intimidating to somebody who, you know, doesn't look like me and is my age, but maybe, didn't take care of their health or has 100 pounds to lose, whatever it may be. And everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's going to take things their own way. And you know what? As Mel Robbins says, let them do what's good for you. Let people judge. let people do what they got to do because it's really none of your business. I wanted to kind of, you know, it is under social media and can be considered social media. And as I said, I was in the advertising, was a graphic designer in advertising before I was a fitness trainer. But the advertising, now in the 90s, it was really bad. You would never see overweight women. You would never see overweight mannequins. You would never see, in the commercials, you would never see somebody who didn't have a perfect body. And that can be really hard on somebody's mental health, men and women. What we always strive for perfection. And what we see on our TVs, we always be like, oh my gosh, if I could have a body like that, or if I could do that. We have to take a step back because I was that person. I was the one that was like, I grew up in the 90s and 2000s, and, I looked up, I've talked about this before, I've looked up to like, girls like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. I listened to those kinds of girls when I was growing up, and they had like perfect bodies. And they probably had their own insecurities, and we do know that, they've had their own insecurities. And Christina's gone through weight fluctuations on her own, and she's been open about it, and Brittany's dealing with her own stuff. But as a girl growing up, you're like, oh, why don't I look like that? Oh, well, but my arms are bigger than that. Oh, and I can't fit into any clothes that are even a large or an extra large girls. I have to go into like men's clothes to fit back in the day. And that does something on your mental health. And advertisers are again kind of like social media. They show the best of the best. And when you show a model advertising something, you're like, oh, you strive for that. But I get you. It's a facade. It's an image. And that's what advertising is all about, is getting that image and using your emotions to sell or buy or whatever they're trying to do, sell whatever they're trying to sell. They're trying to get into your emotions. And it has positives and it has negatives, but unfortunately, advertisements do promote an ideal body image that is often unattainable and does not look like the average person. And that's something that they do specifically to trigger an emotion. It's been better now. In the last 10 years, I would say we do see average size, curvy, athletic women in ads, and we don't just see the, runway model, 6 foot, barely weighs 100 pounds, but we see more advertising. Advertisers are now using what real life looks like, and real life does not look like, you know, somebody who does not eat very much or starves themselves, or it's not like that anymore. We see, even in walking in a mall, you see mannequins that have curves that look more like the average American or the average Canadian woman. It just it's again a business, but the way um wellness is promoted. Like, I don't like these hydroxycut, like, using celebrities. We're just going to go into our next thing. It's using celebrities to promote, a weight loss quick fix, and or I'm just let's talk about celebrity endorsements for a second, because I understand both sides. I understand you get money, and I understand for businesses it's great to have a celebrity promote your product. But celebrities promote products, some especially in the wellness and health industry, that promise to improve your health, like such as, dietary supplements, as I said, hydroxycut before as a example, or mental health platforms such as Noom, or even fitness equipment. The Tonal was one of them. They'll use social media, they'll use advertisements, but they'll also use celebrity endorsements. Now, as the person who actually needed to lose weight, it all sells the product. And it suckers me into buying it. And I get it. If my favorite celebrity is promoting a weight loss supplement and I'm uh depressed and overweight and uncomfortable in my own skin and I see them promoting it, I'm like, "Oh, they look fabulous. Oh, I'm going to buy it. Maybe I'll look fabulous." But we got to take it for a second because a lot of these don't have any scientific backing behind it. We talk about fitness supplements. A lot of them are not FDA approved. A lot of them can do harm. You got to do your research when it comes to that. I have been reached out personally by um, dietary supplement companies, and I really I don't take them on mostly because I don't personally believe in them. My beliefs is that live your best life, try to make the best decisions possible, you know, eat well, be mindful of what you're eating, never feel like you're going on a diet. And I don't want to well, I don't know what's going in th through me just to say I'm going to lose weight. It's just not um, for long-term goals and long-term success. So yeah, I do say no to a lot of these supplement companies because there's not a lot of scientific background behind it and research, and you're kind of going into it blindly. And unless I use it personally, like I do use a Canadian company called BioSteel for my proteins, my sports greens, and like I am an ambassador for them, so I really believe in their product. I think it's a clean, good product. It's one of the best proteins I've ever had. Go to my social media. There is a code there for 5 foot strong spelt out, but you can see it on my bio in on Instagram. Use it for a discount off your order. Um, and like something like that, like I will promote because I use it and I from personal experience. I'll never promote something that I don't use for personal experience, and a lot of these celebrities will do it for the paycheck. Unfortunately, it comes down to money. So we talked about like the social media, the advertising, this how companies will use celebrity endorsements to, sell a product, whether it be a health or wellness product. But there's two ways that it could really impact people, and it's your body image, which is usually promoted as an unattainable body image, and it could also affect your mental health in the end, which is what we're talking about today. The body image thing, that is the the way pop culture promotes the ideal body image really can lead to a negative way of thinking and a negative way of seeing yourself, because you'll always, as I said before, people compare themselves, which you shouldn't, but people compare themselves all the day, and that could lead to a negative body image, of yourself, and even unhealthy behaviors. You know, it the way we see ourselves, we are our hardest critics, but the way we see ourselves can be played in many different way. You could also have body dysmorphia. You don't see yourself personally, because I was bigger, I see myself as the bigger girl. I don't see myself as the fit trainer I am now, and it's taken years to acknowledge what it is and know how I feel about it. But yes, it definitely affects your mental health. And you're always going to be comparing yourself to other people. So it affects your body image, it affects your mental health. And, a few years ago, a long time ago, actually, the whole health at every size, you know, campaign kind of came out in pop culture and body positivity movement and this health at every size paradigm is an alternate to the weight centric paradigm that we do often see in pop culture. So the health at every size, I remember Dove came out with a campaign and it showed a bunch of women who look very differently and have very different body types at 150 pounds, and they were all healthy. They just people, we have different bodies, and to love your body is to accept the way you are, and self-acceptance and working on yourself, working on the way you perceive yourself. That mindset is everything. The way you see yourself will help the way others see you. And so I think that we just need to stay positive with it and again keep going in that same direction of everybody's beautiful in their own way and everybody's strong in their own way, and health is at every size. And whether I be 5 feet tall or there's a girl who's like 10 foot 11, she'll probably be insecure that she's short, she's tall, and I'll be insecure that I'm short. I'm 125 pounds. I'll be insecure that I should be less. Somebody who's 300 pounds thinks wants to be my weight. We always want what we can't have, and that's a competition with other people. It's always hard. And so the fitness and wellness, it can we got to take everything we see with a grain of salt a little bit. These portrayals can be inaccurate and harmful, but it also can encourage, somebody to work out more. It also could encourage, fitness culture is um, it's like a way of life. It's like a religion. You got to believe it. And then people who understand your thought process, you get along with really well. I've changed. There's some things I like about fitness culture and some things I don't like, and maybe we'll do another episode on fitness culture on its own. But it can encourage physical health. It can encourage, the social interactions. It could encourage even wellness at workplaces, could encourage to motivate employees to prioritize their fitness because, if you're healthier, you're going to be a better employee at the end. If you prioritize your mental and physical health, you're going to be a better employee at the end. And so a lot of companies are going towards those wellness initiatives to keep their employees healthy and active. It's very important. But let's talk about the negative aspects for a second. Pop culture can promote unhealthy ideals of body image. We've talked about that. It's really hard to accept it. But again, more companies, Lululemon, Aloe, a lot of the athleisure companies are showing more curvy, athletic shaped women instead of the, skinny, no fat on their bones type of woman. So that's really good to see. The pressure to fit in, and again, following everybody's lead, everybody's being followers. I'm not really a follower, I'm more of a leader, but that's come from, I used to be a follower a lot. I used to try to, blend in. But I think that learning to love yourself is one of the best things you could ever do. But the pressure to fit in can lead to body shaming, can lead to unhealthy competition and like obsessions into like people get obsessed with working out. And again, life is about balance. You don't have to starve yourself and you don't have to work out at the gym for 8 hours a day. It's about balance. We all need rest. The body needs rest to recover. So, not to get obsessed and just again make it part of your weekly routine, just like you don't bail on a meeting, you don't bail on a workout. And I think that's a very important too. The internet can spread a lot of misinformation and a lot of false ideals of fitness. It's not just, healthy people or fit people getting fitter or, checking themselves out, but it's the main goal should be to improve yourself, to improve your health, your mental and physical health. I always say to people working out, it's not just about your physical health, it's about your mental health as well. So I work out personally for both. And I start my day with a workout and it makes me feel great for the rest of the day. But there's a lot of misinformation out there. So you have to do some research and know what works for you. And again, always see a doctor or a health professional before you start a new fitness program or a health weight loss program. Now, I want to just add the negative things. I don't like talking about negativity on this podcast, but the internet is a mean place out there. And I talked about it before with my squat story, but it leads to a lot of judgment and shaming and negativity. And to be honest, those people are not walking into a gym. They're not eating well. They're sitting behind their computer screens. They are not confident in themselves. They are insecure. So just focusing on yourself, knowing that you are being the best version of yourself and try to get rid of the noise because there's a lot of noise out there. And if you put yourself out there, let's say you post a gym selfie or you post one and you get somebody body shaming you, if it's happened to me before, you know what? Screw them. They're not the ones working out. I am. And I think I look great, so I'm going to post that picture. That's the mindset you got to have because there are a lot of negative people out there. There are a lot of people with a lot to say. And you know what? Some people are not going to like you, and that's okay. I learned that with years. You know what? That's okay. And some people are always going to have something negative to say, and that's okay. All I can control is myself and my own reactions. So you can't listen to the judgment. You can't be listen to the shaming and the negativity because it's not going to help your mental health. And we're all about improving our mental health on this podcast. We're all about being strong mentally and physically. So social media can be really hard and you just kind of can't listen to it. And so I want to end kind of there. I'm going to finish with a tip to help all the listeners out. Is a tip to help all the listeners out to prioritize your mental health is minimize your social media intake. You don't need to see it what everybody's saying. As I said before, there's a lot of mean people. There's a lot of people who are going to body shame you. There's a lot of people who are going to be call you ugly. There's a lot of people who are going to say a lot of different things and shame you and, whatever, troll you as they say. But guess what? That's their problem. You don't need that for yourself. That's not going to help your mental health. Your mental health is going to only be improved by ignoring these trolls, as they say. And again, also take all health and fitness advice from social media with a grain of salt. Talk to a healthcare professional before trying any new weight loss or fitness routines, whatever it may be. Just prioritize you. And don't compare yourself to everybody out there. With social media, it's really hard. And again, I'm really happy I didn't grow up in the culture of social media. Um, but everybody's out there to judge you. Everybody's out there to get you. You got to take care of yourself, and that's the number one. Social media is not, and it can be a very welcoming place, and there are a lot of positives to it. But it also, when it comes to your health and wellness, it can impact your health and wellness in a heartbeat. Somebody says one wrong thing, you see something that you want to try, but really it's not made for your body. Guess what? You get sick. I see a lot of these exercise, workouts that not everybody should be trying. And there should be a disclaimer saying not everybody should be trying this because you can get hurt really badly. So take everything what you see with a grain of salt and remember you're on your own journey. So stay strong. It's the most important thing to do. And remember, whether you're 5 feet tall like myself or 7 feet tall, we're all strong in our own unique and beautiful ways. Remember, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll hopefully see you guys soon. Remember, take care of your health. That's the most important. Have a good one.